On a day that saw around 200 protests across France, here in Paris was no exception, and demonstrators had one true message, and it was raise salaries, not the retirement age. Now, they've been telling us that it's hard for them to survive against a backdrop of Europe's worst cost of living crisis in decades, that they feel that the government just isn't listening to them, and they need and want more done, particularly with the government looking at pushing forward with its long-stalled retirement pension reform. They fear that that may well be pushed forward. Now, unions coming out calling for a general strike had several demands. They want a raise in the minimum wage, they want wage parity, lower VAT on basic necessities and lower fuel prices, all measures aimed at helping those most in need. Now, even as the government starts thinking about this pension reform, you remember that Emmanuel Macron had been elected in 2017 on the back of promises to get to grips with what he called an unwieldy and complicated pension system. With people living longer, the government has been saying that people simply need to work longer. It's a matter of it's not financially viable, and that it's not sustainable in such a way. The only way to deal with the situation is to raise the retirement age rather than raising taxes. Now, there have been, as you remember at the time in 2019, massive strikes that paralysed France for weeks. The spectre of those is in fact somewhat high, given how much discontent there is across France given this measure, although there is still some measure of division. Emmanuel Macron's party lost its majority at the last election, and that's led to politicians divided over what they can do, fearing to antagonise voters further. Now, of course, the stage has definitively been set for a difficult political battle between the government and unions in the days, weeks and months ahead.